Yeah, all right. I was a guest on a couple podcasts this week, well, a few podcasts over the past weeks, but this is an episode of Mad Sounds, so they look into albums. They look at albums, so we're looking at Lou Reed's Transformer. You're thinking his voice sounds a bit weird. Well, it's because I've got a cold, but I'm not going to change this in the future when I don't have a cold. Now it sounds like I've really got a voice for radio, though. It sounds pretty cool, I think. Or it just sounds even more mank. Either way, you'll have already heard this if you watch the video of me page on my Patreon of it. You can join Patreon for free for 7 days, so go and give that a go. Otherwise, this is what's called a swapcast, where we put the video, the upload on each other's feeds. So you can go and listen to loads of their other shows. I'll put a description in the thing below. But otherwise, have a listen to me discuss a Lou Reed album with a couple of lads who have a podcast. There you go. Go and join the Patreon as well.
Yeah. Hello and welcome to the Mad Sounds podcast. I am joined strangely by my occasional Callum Walker.
I'm back.
Back for a long-awaited return since that one episode you did. And we've also got a brilliant guest.
Yeah.
This is like a celebrity to both of us.
Yeah, this is
not really though, is it? Eh?
No, mate.
No, you don't.
So we're joined by. Would you like to introduce yourself first?
I'm Jack. I go by World Around You on the line. I make stuff out of dead rats and put out radio shows telling people why there's aliens everywhere. You've got a non-sea crab meat.
I bought it for him for his birthday.
Did you? Oh, buzzing.
So before I said I'd like to ask you to come on, he bought me that for my birthday.
No, we've followed your stuff for a decent amount of time.
Yeah. So you do. Sorry. You do taxidermy, podcasts, all sorts of stuff. OnlyFans.
I've got OnlyFans of books as well. Done 4 books as well. I don't like to do nothing in it. I can't really stay not doing anything.
Did you do that? What? Why is the mic?
It's fine. Just in case they're going to leave this in. This has been a farce with the microphone.
Oh yeah, I know.
The people that supposedly study music and that and are involved in audio equipment.
But it usually goes the exact same.
No, it's pretty tragic.
It usually goes quite badly.
To be fair, all the equipment I actually own is probably older than is good to use.
Fair enough.
Yeah. But anyway, so as usual with the guests, I'll do my usual kind of introduction thing. So. We don't want to throw on you, but we have a playlist on Spotify called the Mad Sounds Hall of Fame. Every time I get a guest on, whether I'm interviewing a band, which somehow I do, or it's just a guest, or anything kind of around that, I always say, you can induct any song you want. It could be something really stupid, or it could be hard, or it could be cool. But would you like to induct any song of your choice to the Mad Sounds Hall of Fame?
I'll go for Lose My Mind by Joel Ortiz and King Crooked.
Are you familiar with that?
No, I'm not, but like...
No, me neither. Hey, what is it? Enlighten us.
It's a song, bro.
Oh, is it?
But like, what? Is it just like...
Oh, it's rap. It's hip-hop. It's a tune, mate. It's just a fucking good song, innit? I like it. It's off one of they used to be in a group called Slaughterhouse. With Joe Budden, Royce 5'9", Joel Ortiz and King Crooked. They used to be in a group called Slaughterhouse, and then that broke up because Joe Budden started doing podcasting, from what I can tell. This is I think their first album they did together since Slaughterhouse, because apparently I think they've said Royce 5'9" won't do an album with them without Joe. And then they've done a couple albums together since, but yeah, I listen to Joel Ortiz nearly every day, which is weird. I don't know how I got into that, but like into the routine of it. But yeah, it would either be that or maybe something off of like Kilo's a good song as well by Joel Ortiz and Fred the Godson.
Nice, definitely check that out.
Yeah, I'll need to check them out.
Yeah, we'll have a go.
Expand
Thank you.
More
That's all right.
horizons.
So weirdly, not weirdly, we do albums usually. So we thought, we'd pick an album. And the one we went for is Transformer by Lou Reed.
Took us long enough.
Huh?
Took us long enough.
We actually planned to do that for an episode ages ago, and then
it was like 5 months ago, and then I fucked off the face of the earth.
Can I ask why? Why did you pick this album?
I love the Velvet Underground. Like, I'm a massive.
What does that mean? What's the Velvet Underground? Is Lou Reed from the Velvet Underground, or is the Velvet Underground a style of music?
No, it's a band. So it's the kind of a...
They were an old, like...
When was it? Like 60s, 70s?
60s rock band.
Aye.
60s, 70s rock band.
Aye.
Absolutely massive. They were absolutely massive.
Yeah. Have you ever delved into much Lou Reed?
I've obviously heard Perfect Day.
Yeah.
Satellite of Love.
Great.
I've heard. They're
Walk
probably...
on the Wild Side?
Yeah, Walk on the Wild Side I recognised. I recognise them three, the rest of them I don't think I've ever heard before.
That's
Which
fair.
is unusual, because usually if I hear a song that I like, I'll try to listen to the full album of it. It's because I like the idea that in a lot of, some albums anyway, you feel like a song fits in that particular part of the album, and it makes the song make more sense in it, but with this album, it kind of felt like, you ever watch videos of schizophrenics online just having word salads?
Yeah.
The whole album just feels like that. Like he's got a random word generator, and then just gone, this song's gonna be, I'm gonna try and get the word feet in here. And that was it. That was the only word he had to start with. I know he haven't asked me what I think of it so much, but I don't think he's much of a lyricist.
No, I quite like the fact that the songs mean fuck all.
Some of it's a bit... It is mental.
There are some songs in there I genuinely can't stand.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
You took me for a man that loves it.
Oh, no, I do.
You've picked this up there from the off.
There are songs there's songs on there that I absolutely love, like, absolute best.
I feel like the fact that he's chatting bollocks for all of it's a bit of a charm.
Yeah. I just can't listen to some of the songs.
See, I found that irritating. Music-wise, I'm not that into the music. I like words. I like the words they put in. I like a song to either have like a story in it or wordplay or something. That's why I listen to so much hip-hop, but
yeah.
This is so far removed from what I would normally listen to.
I mean,
it's just nonsense.
It's always good to just sort of like listen to things you don't listen to, but it does have points where it is a bit inaccessible.
This album?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's because he says some mental shit.
Also, he was on heroin for like most of it, so that might also be it as well.
I did... If that's what you're saying, heroin makes more sense. I did a little bit of reading before I came on because I didn't want to be completely clueless about him. And what I found, it said he was mad into his methamphetamine. So I find it hard to believe someone mad off speed is making this album.
No, he was big into heroin for a very long time. I mean, he lived until what? He was like late 70s?
Yeah.
He was ancient.
I mean,
it does you alright though, doesn't it, heroin? It's good for you until you stop.
Well, a lot of musicians do good. Like, the guy from the Libertines, seen him when he was on it.
Yeah.
Pete Doherty. And then he stopped taking it, and then...
It's your body rots afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's the same for pissheads. It's like, my nan drank from like the age of 6 or 7 or so, she says. And then she stopped when she was like 79, and she just ended up with cancer immediately. It killed her. Like, stopping drinking's bad for you. Yeah, it goes into shock.
Yeah, no, you can't get off alcohol like cold turkey. You gotta.
Yeah.
Your body just shuts down.
Do you reckon he was shooting up, or do you reckon he was smoking it?
Yeah, shooting up.
No, smoking it, man.
No, because on the Velvet Underground song Heroin, he talks about sticking a spike in his veins.
Yeah, but look at him.
Yeah.
He looks like he's smoking. I mean, he looks like he's got his little spoon inside.
His pipe.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
What do you reckon?
Because you're saying he lived into his 70s, I'm guessing smoked it.
Yeah.
But,
well, do you reckon that's better?
It's supposed to be better for you, isn't it? I mean, neither is like, that old, I think, is it Sean Lock joke of would you rather be mugged or burgled? But
yeah.
I don't think either of them's good for you, but I think you last longer if you smoke it.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that.
Yeah, I think, yeah. I mean, it has the problem with your lungs, but if you're also smoking constantly, like...
He definitely smoked.
All my family have been massive smokers for their entire lives, and, like, they live until, like, they're 90.
Perseverance.
Yeah. Family have strong lungs.
Yeah. So, very relevant to Lou Reed, I suppose. But yeah, you can tell he was kind of smacked up with the lyrics. although musically quite coherent.
Oh, very good, like, guitars and all that.
The guitar work's amazing. Instrumentally, it's very good. Obviously, you've got songs like Walk on the Wild Side was sampled by Tribe Called Quest.
Yeah,
Can I Kick It? Very iconic song. But that kind of speaks to how good it is musically. I mean, there's not very much stuff done with the sample on that track. It's very much just kind of the one loop repeated, and it works very well for a hip-hop song. So, musically, it is a brilliant record.
I mean, I do like the album, I just can't stand the lyrics sometimes.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think that's charm.
I'll believe you on that.
Yeah. Like, you don't get that many albums where it's just complete and utter gibberish and it's just chatting complete shit, do you know what I mean? Well, you do, but
I feel like it's
not
good
good
time,
albums,
though.
do you know what I mean? Yeah.
It's a good album this time.
Yeah. So, this was this like, apart from the songs you'd heard, was this your first, like, experience of Lou Reed?
Yeah, I'd say so. Apart from like Perfect Day. Perfect Day is a song I'd throw on every now and then anyway. Yeah. It's a tune. But now when I've listened to it with this album, I don't know, are we going through the songs individually or how do you want to do it? Yeah. I'll save what I've got for until we, well yeah, I've heard that more, but then hearing the rest is just, like, it makes you wonder how the name of him stuck around, doesn't it, when you hear half of it, because it's shite.
But the Velvet Underground were really good. I think that's sort of what gave them the...
Yeah. So, I think we will get into it kind of track for track, and we'll go into the first track, Vicious, which has, I like the guitar in this song a lot.
It's a very good guitar, and it's probably one of the more coherent, like, songs.
Yeah, definitely. Was this the song you were saying when you said about how you just kind of wanted to put the word feet in a song?
Yeah, well, that was the one where he got the word feet in, because don't he want to mangle someone's feet in this one?
Yeah.
Or is that he wants to mangle someone's feet and stamp on their head and that.
Yeah. He's literally vicious, apparently.
Yeah, but he's saying that someone else is vicious. The whole point of it is it's about someone else being mean, but he wants to paralyze or, otherwise disable this person.
Yeah. Doesn't make him sound very nice, does it?
No, it doesn't.
See, I've wrote down though that I like that because it's violent. I've lost your audio, boys. Gone again. There you go. No, gone again. I heard you when you tapped it. No. I can hear you now when you're over there.
Can you hear me here?
Just.
Can you hear me here?
Yeah. Just. It's gone quieter though. It's like it's using a different mic.
That's weird.
I can hear you very clear though then. This is weird.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
I can hear you both a lot clearer now.
Right.
Perfect.
Don't move.
I fiddled about with them.
You've gone again, bro. As soon as he turned his head, gone. Both of yous.
Can you hear us all now?
Yeah, I could hear you now.
Huh? Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Right, this is going to require a lot more editing than I usually do.
Yeah. Probably the most edited episode of all.
The next song has the most bullshit lyrics.
Yeah, but I like this one.
And it's just kind of weird. I get it, but it's a very weird song.
The first word I've wrote for it is gibberish.
Yeah, no, 100%.
No,
it's like when you're speaking to someone and you've asked them a question and they've been speaking for that long they've forgotten what the question was.
Yeah. Going like a tangent. No, that is. Yeah.
I've lost yous again, boys.
Okay, go on.
Just as an idea, I don't know if could you not do the call through the webcam mic and record the audio on your software?
Actually, are we able to do that?
Maybe I.
Yeah, you'll be able to do if you go to audio.
Because as long as we can hear each other talking, you can edit it with the better quality mic, innit?
Yeah, right. Do you know what? Can we just record? You know what? The audio recording on the call.
Hey?
Can you hear us?
I can hear you, yeah.
Is the
You've gone again. I don't get what you're doing. Yo, I heard that, whatever that noise was. Sounded like that old pinball game on Microsoft XP.
Right. Can you hear us now?
Yeah.
Right, fuck the mic.
Fuck the mic. Stick in the headphones. Where's your headphone jack? Which side's it on?
I think this one. That side.
Perfect. Alright. There we go. We'll just do away with the microphone.
No, because this.
You've gone again, boys. Check your settings on the call settings. Is one of your jacks loose or something, or damaged, and it keeps... Because on my tablet it does it where it kicks it in and out. On the headphones will go off if it's on the tablet because the wire's damaged.
I've realised what I've done. I didn't plug it into the headphone jack, I plugged it into the...
Are you sure about that?
It's a microphone jack.
I'm pretty sure it's just the one.
We'll just do it without the headphones. Yeah, fuck it, we'll do it without the headphones.
Okay.
We're getting there eventually. There's nothing that can go wrong now.
There is.
There's a lot that can go wrong. Really, there is a lot that can go wrong.
Yeah. The next song, however, doesn't go wrong. Because it's Perfect Day.
Which is a lovely song.
It is. So, very well-known song. Why did you just knock on the fucking camera?
No.
It is, yeah, very well-known song. This is... You knew this one before?
Yeah, I heard this before.
They did that big charity one where all the celebrities sung like a line each, like for Comic Relief, like 4 years ago, like no 10 years.
No, I've heard that. That sounds horrible.
Yeah,
That's shite. It's horrifically shite.
What kind of celebrities are we talking?
Like
Barry Chuckle.
I wish, mate.
Big names.
I can't remember any of them.
No,
Bono was in it. Bono was in it. He was shite. It's Bono.
Yeah.
Fuck you too, man.
Do you like U2?
No.
Nah, good man. Yeah, go on.
The only performance from U2 that I like is in The Simpsons.
Nice.
Where they're all sat in the bar in Moe's, and it's the song about the trash man.
Have you seen that? I'm not too versed in The Simpsons.
I'm not too well versed in The Simpsons.
I like The Simpsons.
Oh, that's mad.
I feel like I'll give that a watch. That'll be my homework.
Yeah.
Aye, so. Yeah, Perfect Day is kind of so famous. It's blissful, innit?
It makes me feel happy, and then also like quite sad at the same time.
Why?
Because I'm lonely. And he's got a perfect day to spend with someone, you know what I mean?
Great listening for a podcast.
I don't think it was sarcasm.
Yeah, it also seems like it as well.
Yeah.
I thought because it's like, oh, such a perfect day. Like that. It's like he's being like, this was fucking boring. You dragged me round the zoo and made me throw bread at monkeys.
See, I like that. I feel like that makes it more...
Like backhanded.
Funny. Yeah, that's good. That works for me. See, I like songs that kind of juxtapose themselves, whether it's a happy melody and then they're talking about like dying or some shit. I quite like that because if you're in the mood, you could listen to it and just pretend that it's like
pretend that he's genuine. And not like...
Or if you were so inclined, you could listen to it and just kind of cry in the corner.
Like it depends on the listener's mindset first.
Aye. See, I quite like that. I like
Yeah.
It gives it a bit more versatility as opposed to just a song you can listen to in one situation.
It makes me want to lie on the floor, like just sit there and not move.
Yeah, well.
Do you want us to just end the podcast and we'll just have a chat with you?
Yeah, should we do like a sit down?
I'm okay. Yeah. I'm okay, guys. I'm okay.
We'll light a candle and that, mate, and you know.
Have a little like...
I lie down then you can be like therapist and like...
Aye, man. We could make that an episode.
What, in my therapy?
Yeah.
That's some Patreon content for you there, boys.
Aye, that's it. I'll have to get one set up. Speaking of which, we'll have album break, even though it's not a particularly focused discussion. How's your Patreon and OnlyFans going?
It's alright. People seem to prefer the OnlyFans to the Patreon. People seem to prefer seeing me stand about in joggers more than they like to listen to me paranoid thoughts.
See, the paranoid thoughts would do something for me, I feel.
Well, I think the OnlyFans videos do something for other people.
Yeah, fair enough. How long have you had OnlyFans?
Just over a year. Yeah, I never set out to have one. It wasn't an intentional thing. It was all... I kept getting comments on Facebook, but it's just talking about my penis. I'd be standing there going, this is a pencil case, mate, I've made out of a wrap. And then you get people typing aubergine emojis into the comments and saying things like, where'd you get that print from? Now, I thought that was the shirts I was wearing because I was selling shirts with my own designs on. So I just kept putting links to that and people thought I was being purposely naive. And then it wasn't until I started getting messages off of people saying, what, do you have an OnlyFans? Someone told me you have an OnlyFans. I was like, no, what you on about? And then I thought, fuck it, start one.
I respect that. Is it lucrative?
It's okay.
Yeah?
I think it would make more money if I ever got my dick out. But there's no nudity on there, because I don't want to mix that with the dead animals, innit? Because that's another way to get yourself sectioned and medicated.
100%. Yeah, it definitely gives the hairy danglers another meaning, do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I couldn't call all my stuff the double entendre stuff no more.
I know. That'd be a shame, because that's like the best part.
Yeah, the daft names. I love naming stuff, mate.
I love the pencil cases.
You what?
I love them pencil cases. See with the sharpener up its arse.
Yeah.
Actual sake. How do you come? I'm not sorry. I'm getting away from the topic, but this is great for me. Yeah. How do you come up with these ideas? So like see this Nancy crab, right?
Yeah.
Where does it come from?
Well, I didn't make that. I got that from elsewhere. I just came up with the name because it's a fiddler crab. I do resin stuff, but I tend to put organs in the resin stuff, hearts and eyeballs and bollocks and things like that.
Nice.
Sometimes I just get a name and work backwards.
Yeah.
Other times I don't name the stuff till I'm literally doing the video. Like I bought them crabs because I thought they look cool, innit? Because it's a crab and crabs are sick. But as I was filming a video before I was doing it, thinking, how the fuck am I going to advertise these? And I just pressed the record video on the button on my phone, and then just spoke, and I ended up talking about the crab being a paedophile. And then by the time I got to the end of the video, I'd realised, it's a fiddler crab. So I don't plan them bits out really beforehand.
That's sick. I remember one of the first video I ever saw of you was your Rat People. Oh yeah,
which one?
Iconic.
Which one?
Which Rat People?
It was. Do you remember? This was like I must have shown you when I first saw it. It was like quite a while ago now. It had a sword. I remember that.
Oh, the hunter.
I think so.
Hunter. He had a sword with the sheath was his tail and
Yeah.
Got a duckling's head attached to him and all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's unreal. So, I've watched a few things of you talking about kind of how you got into it and stuff, but I'm really interested. Where do you get, like, rat ears and stuff?
From rats, bro.
Would you just, like, find one and just, like, yank them off?
No, I buy dead ones, innit? I buy dead ones from pet shops. You know, like what you use to feed to a snake?
Oh, right. Oh, see, I don't know why I didn't think of that. That's quite cool.
Then I butcher them.
Weird about it at first?
No.
No? Fair.
I was a butcher I worked in a butcher shop from like 13.
Alright.
I'm very much used to dead animals.
Yeah. Oh, that's quite interesting. What? Any thoughts about?
Taxidermy scares me a little bit.
Why?
I just don't like dead things.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
I get why, and you know, I've never been asked by dead stuff, mate. I'm not. I just see it as it's just a thing. No, you know, like when you cut down a tree. You cut down a tree, it's not a tree no more. Only an idiot calls a cut up tree a tree, innit? It's just wood. Yeah. So then it's just fabric then, innit?
No, yeah, I get you. So, how long did you do like taxidermy and stuff before you went like selling it, or was it just kind of straight away?
It was pretty much immediate, but by mistake.
How?
So I misunderstood a university project, and made the writing to a pencil. I'd done a mouse about 4 months beforehand with my girlfriend in my mum's back garden. And we did that, and then at uni I showed that a little bit to be like, oh, this is what I did over summer, because it turned out we had a summer project and I didn't know I had a summer project to do. So I just showed these pictures of a mouse I'd been cutting up with my missus. And I was like, I stuffed this, and I got, like, blagged my way through that. Then, a few months later, we had a new project called a feasibility project, where we had to show an idea that was, like, feasible, if you like, in air quotes for the listener.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, and it had to show off something from our past, a transferable skill. So I made a writing to a pencil case because I used to be a butcher.
Yeah.
I thought that's showing I'm good with a knife, innit? You know, I can do good stuff with a knife, so I'll show that. And then I put that online on Imgur, and I woke up the next morning, it had hundreds of thousands of people had looked at it, messages, people wanting to buy it, newspaper people had got, journalists, as they're called, got in touch with me, things like that. That's how it started. It was just almost immediate. It was mental. I'm now banned off Imgur as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the whole website. I'm banned off the whole website perpetually. Any account I make.
Too graphic, or?
Partly. They made a new rule because of me, which is cool.
Oh. that's kind of sick, isn't it?
Yeah. I've had a few. There's a few subs on Reddit as well, which have added a new rule because of me. For things like, they call it animal mutilation. So it's which it is, but it's also taxidermy.
Yeah. I feel like calling it animal mutilation make it sound like you've gone and found an animal and like hacked it a bit. Do you know what I mean? Which you haven't.
Like
I think it implies it's alive.
Yeah, mutilation happens in your life. Like,
yeah.
Like an autopsy or something.
Yeah. Whereas like if you died and then I made the pencil case out of you, like
it'd still be desecration of a corpse.
He's giving permission.
Which is a perfect segue, mate, to the next song, Hanging Round there.
There you
Desecration of a corpse.
There you go. Thank you so much for that, by the way. I was
getting way too off topic.
Yeah, so we've got the next track, Hanging Round, which
I think is my favourite off of the album.
No, it is a good tune, yeah.
I've put it as my number 2.
Oh, yeah? Have we spoke about your number 1 yet?
Yeah, Perfect Day. It's just with you saying that then, I wasn't sure if we were going to rank them in that, because I've listened to some of your episodes, so I've tried to prepare for whatever you might throw at me. Yeah, I've got fucking reams and notes in it.
Thank you so much.
We had notes on the album, he had notes and he's lost them. So we are very much winging this.
Yeah, but it's one of them where like, I feel like, see, when you research to these episodes is usually listening to an album. For me, I usually like, you're talking like 10 times sometimes, you know what I mean? Like, it's ingrained in my skull. Yeah, but you've got this on vinyl. Besides the point, Hanging Round, you said it's your favourite track?
Yes.
Also, you do have it on vinyl.
No, I've got on cassette.
You've got it on vinyl. You bought it from the record shop in Pezzy.
Oh god, I did! Yeah, okay, I forgot it.
Why is it your favourite song?
I just like how it sounds. It's not as much of a word salad as the previous one, and like, I don't know, the way, I like how the chorus sounds, and it like rhymes. I like how it rhymes. So I think it's kind of, when you're talking about Lou Reed and stuff, obviously the Velvet Underground is kind of what he's known from, and that's a punk, more or less. They were one of the original bands. Yeah, so this is quite this album has quite a mellow sound. I think it's fair to say. At one point it was just him making the music instead of like having all the gang. Yeah, but so it's a lot more mellow, and the lyrics are more interesting. So I think this is a nice sounding song, isn't it? That's my point. It also sounds a bit like old rock and roll with the guitars. Oh yeah, 100%. The guitar work, the bass work, it's all beautiful. This song is weird though. Yeah. It talks about, I mean, like desecration. Desecration of a corpse. Yeah. It's weird. He's a weird.
Digging up his dad. Digging up his dad. Yeah.
The start, it's a priest, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. Harry the priest.
Aye, as you do. It's a weird little song, but it's good. I like the chorus. Yeah, I just like how it sounds. I like sticking it on. I feel like, and just sort of. Yeah, no, I mean this whole album is very. It's almost hard to explain, I think, because it is kind of in a league of its own. Even comparing other albums that one might say is similar, it is in a league of its own.
I quite like. I do quite like it.
Which brings us to the next track, Walk on the Wild Side. As I said, Tribe Called Quest sample it in Can I Kick It?
Yes, you can.
Have you heard that song? Have you heard it?
Yeah. Tribe Called Quest.
Aye. Little, very
underground indie band.
Yeah, I mean, Walk on the Wild Side's a brilliant song. I adore it. Where would you put it on your rankings, Jack?
I've put it number 3.
Good choice. I like that.
So as you can imagine, this was a good chunk of the album. I thought, oh yeah, it's getting good now.
Yeah.
And then it falls off the edge of the cliff, doesn't it? But we're not there yet.
Yeah, I mean, Walk on the Wild Side's one that, I mean, there's only so much you can say about it. It's got one of the most iconic bass lines just ever.
It's just a big slide.
Yeah, it's so simple, but it's absolutely magnificent. I don't know, just listen to it is the easiest way to explain it. Do you know what I mean?
Do you think it would still be played on the radio now? I don't mean if it was to be released now. Obviously, if you was to release this now, it'd never go out on the radio.
No.
Unless it was some form of like, even then if it was an irony song, like someone like Rucka Rucka Ali kind of thing. But it's definitely not that. But does it still get played on the radio now? Because it's going on about coloured girls and saying that and they all go do, 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 which sounds a little bit fucking, minstrel-esque.
No, yes. I feel like it,
and you've got all the trans stuff in there and all.
Yeah. Well,
there's a lot of drug references as well.
It does strike me as, I don't know, you'd think it would. Well, no, you wouldn't. You'd think it wouldn't for those reasons, but at the same time, it feels like a song I've heard around a lot more than I would have if it wasn't a song that's on radio and stuff. I feel like there's probably radio stations like your Absolutes of the world and stuff that would still play this.
But I don't think it's getting played on BBC Radio or anything like that.
Oh,
then you've got songs like, is that kid Lola by the Kinks? Would that still get played, do you reckon?
Yeah, no, it still does.
Is it?
Yeah, because it's not on the nose. It doesn't really...
I suppose. It's still a bit.
Yeah, I like it though.
No, it's a good song. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like this song would still get played.
I wasn't sure, innit? I couldn't work it out.
Would you play it if you were...
I wouldn't play it on my radio show, no.
No?
I don't think it'd fit in with it, but I don't think I could really be sitting there talking like the aliens are coming for us and here's a little bit of Walk on the Wild Side, guys.
I feel like that
would fit. Walk on the Wild Side, like, just if you're talking about the fact that, like, you could get abducted at any fucking moment.
Yeah, well, you could.
I don't think so. It's not my sort of thing. It sounds like a novelty song, innit? It sounds like a novelty song before they were novelty songs.
Especially that, yeah.
No, it's like the music they use in a car advert.
Yeah.
That sort of thing.
Yeah.
I'm guessing because she's a student, she's a young, but there was a time, I think, I want to say like 2004-ish, 2003-ish, where there were albums that were just, here's some songs you've heard in adverts. Like compilation albums and it would have the name of the song and then in brackets Mars Bar.
No, I've seen one of those.
Like charity shops.
Yeah, you get them in charity shops for like 5 pence.
Oh mate, they're just dog shit. Just shit songs, and then you just they used to give them away as prizes a lot on radio shows as well, which is more advertising.
I mean, to be fair, some of the stuff that came out, there's some 2000s things that baffle me. I always the Crazy Frog albums.
Wow. Me dad's best mate's dad died, right? And we went to his funeral, and me and my dad was pissed, and I was just bored, and we put on the jukebox Crazy Frog Axel F like 8 times. We tried to play it 10 times for like £3, and then by the time it was getting round to about the 7th or the 8th one, the staff came and unplugged the jukebox. And that's my best memory of that song, is just fucking messing around with people at a funeral. Everyone there getting annoyed. Everyone went from being sad and pissed to pissed and angry.
See, that song's... I don't know why I've ever thought about this, but I always feel like, see, if you look at Crazy Frog, like, release like albums and stuff, obviously it's like a money thing. But the problem is, I always think that if you ever go and listen to some of the covers, because it's all just covers, right, there's just not enough Crazy Frog.
Like, you know, the
Axel F's kind of hard, do you know what I mean?
It's the only one with Crazy Frog actually properly doing it.
It's just like random Donnies just singing.
Yeah, with him going like bing, bing, bing.
Yeah.
I don't think I've heard anything but Axel F.
It's great listening. I recommend it.
Oh, I didn't know.
Crazy Frog have seen us. Like, just
no, it does, yeah. He's got a little...
Yeah, he's got his dick out.
I don't know.
I always thought that was weird. See, I used to have a teddy of him that I got from a charity shop at
Did
home.
that have a dick on it, or was it just like a little censored block?
No, nothing, but you'd think... I don't know, if the...
I'd be buying it for the penis.
I know, exactly. So like, I got it and there wasn't one, but I always thought that was a bit weird. Or maybe there was one, and I just erased it from memory. But
maybe there was one, and that's why the person bought it. They just cut it off, sewed it back together, and gave it to the charity shop. And they're just collecting them on a necklace, like people that killed Vietnamese guys cut their ears off.
Yeah, maybe. If there is anyone that's ever done that, I would love to meet them.
Not the Vietnamese ear thing, the other one.
I think I'd rather meet the guy who was in the army collecting ears than the guy that was collecting crazy frog dicks off toys.
The guy that's doing the crazy frog thing's obviously, like, unwell.
Yeah, whereas the other guy's just got PTSD.
Yeah, so you might be able to help the... I did both. I don't know.
You don't think you can help either of them. If someone's cutting someone's ears off...
Who needs it more, though? I'd take the crazy frog.
I'm not going to comment on it. There may be veterans listening.
Yeah. Right, so obviously Walk on the Wild Side, very similar to Crazy Frog. The next song is Makeup, which my phone doesn't seem to like to load the lyrics. It's literally just the same lyrics as Walk on the Wild Side on my phone. You're the Lou Reed expert. What do you think?
I don't like this one. I really don't fucking like that. It's just
run us through it.
It's boring.
Yeah, no, it isn't great.
Also, like clarify, Lou Reed cannot sing for shit.
No,
he can't. He can't write either. What instrument does he play?
The guitar.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's a good guitarist.
Yeah, the guitar's pretty good in all of them.
That is, yeah, but yeah, I think this is a good. I can't not mention it yet. He isn't a good singer.
He's a fucking shite one. I quite like how bad he sounds.
That kind of was a thing with this kind of band, though. You don't really have to be a good singer. Bit different to kind of nowadays, I suppose. But yeah, his voice is quite monotone and kind of gravelly, I suppose is the word I'd use.
Yeah, but smoking heroin and...
Yeah, well, are we just assuming he smoked it?
Yeah, but he also smoked cigarettes. Like
yeah, true.
What do
you think's worse for you, like, vocal cords, though?
I'm going to say probably the
heroin?
No, the cigarettes. Probably.
Cigs, yeah, because you're going to have a cig, every half hour, 45 minutes? That's how quick you're probably going to have a fag, innit, if you're a proper smoker. Whereas, if you're not going to be, no one's smoking heroin who's living very long, who's smoking it every half hour.
No, yeah, fair point.
No, because it'll put you a commission for like 4 hours at least.
Yeah.
You won't be able to find a fucking light on.
Yeah.
I think Makeup sounded a bit like a Bonzo Dog Doodah band song.
Yeah.
Like, instrumentally wise, it sounds. I couldn't tell you which one. Like not fucking Urban Cowboy or out like that, but it's on its way to something off, maybe I want to say off the Gorilla album, but I can't place what song it was.
Yeah, that's probably the most apt way to describe it.
I'm pretty just chewing on the Werther's mid-podcast.
I've had 5 Werther's originals the whole time we've been recording. My blood sugar is absolutely fucked. I love Werther's originals.
This podcast is... Right, the next song is actually a brilliant song. I love Satellite of Love, personally.
I do quite like it.
Where would you put it on your kind of rankings, Jack?
I've got it 4th.
Nice.
But it was originally 2nd, and then it was 3rd. But then it's gone to 4th. It's as I sort of compared it with other songs, it's like, oh, it's alright. And then I realised that it looked like he'd wrote the chorus, and he was like, that'll do.
Yeah.
Mm.
So, I always think this song's quite interesting because it's very kind of glam rocky.
Yeah.
Which is why I like it, because obviously I like me Bowie. And that's kind of what I liked about the song so much, is that you can clearly see where your Ziggy Stardust and shit come from in the glam rock world. I think this is really cool. I do really like this song. I agree that the chorus is kind of...
the only part of the song.
Yeah, well, yeah, literally, but the chorus is brilliant, and it's probably longer than it needs to be. But it is, I love it. I do really like it. This should probably be my favourite track on the album.
I mean, I relate to the song in the sense that I like to watch things on TV. Like, yeah. I feel like he's really hitting a nerve there with like...
What, is that what it's about?
No, it's just one of the lines.
Did you say you relate to this because you like to watch things on TV?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I wrote down that he predicted Elon Musk sending cars to space. Because there's a bit about it sending cars to Mars. Obviously, he only says it because it rhymes, but it seemed a little bit.
Yeah. No, it is a prediction, though.
Do you think Lou Reed was like a time traveller?
Maybe.
Warning us about Elon Musk.
There's a few different people that have warned us about Elon Musk, though. Werner von Braun warned us about the Elon trying to colonise Mars. And that's what Elon Musk has basically spent his life trying to do now. Well, he's past 10 years.
Yeah, now he's trying to box someone.
Mark Zuckerberg, he's trying to
Mark Zuckerberg will batter him.
Yeah, but Mark Zuckerberg's not, like, at least not 100% like human.
No, but he trains, doesn't he, every day?
Yeah.
He does some form of martial art every day or so.
Yeah.
I don't think Musk does.
I think Elon Musk would get split in half by him. I mean, like, I don't think there'd be anything left for like they have to identify him by his dental records.
It'd be one hell of a fight. Mark Zuckerberg's just there beating him in with his lizard tongue.
I'm excited for it. I'll watch
just
it.
Like gouging his eyes out.
It's fucked though. I don't. What is this planet getting to?
I find it quite funny. I don't give enough of a shit to like.
It's funny, but why?
Because it'd be good on a more localised setting, wouldn't it? So, because they're just business owners, they're nobody, they're just business owners. But imagine if, like, going round your village or your town was the rumour that the local greengrocer was going to box off the butcher.
I know, that would be amazing. I think, like, work disputes and stuff getting solved by just, like, a boxing match. Stuff like that would probably be beneficial to an extent. Surely.
I think towns should, like, have like a little bit like like the Hunger Games, they pull names out of a hat or whatever. They should have that every year, like an annual event. And you pull out two names and they just box each other.
Oh yeah, if they're only boxing, if it's not to the death like that.
Oh yeah, that's
like a bit far. I think the Hunger Games is a brilliant idea. It's up there with concentration camps and that.
Yeah,
but I think like make it a public holiday and everyone goes around and goes to this big event where it is like.
I feel like
the guy is like
at random. It's too that like what you said about it being like, I don't know, like your butcher and your greengrocer. If there's a reason, there might be a bit of like.
Yeah, they both want to sell eggs, but they don't want the other one selling eggs.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like the dispute over whoever wins gets to sell eggs.
Yeah, and like you'd get time to like, if you were so inclined, you can train and stuff. And in a way, it might encourage everyone to be a bit more like active because you'd be like, oh, there's always risk that like
someone will box me to over the dispute.
Yeah. Like Kevin.
Traffic wardens would be the hardest bastards around.
Oh, aye.
That was the case because everyone would be like, I'm going to batter you. I'll have you. For this parking ticket, I'll fight you for it, mate.
Yeah.
They just wouldn't do their job at that point.
No.
You can call it a job.
Oh. I'm sure, well, relevant, cars have wheels.
Oh,
the next song,
Wagon Wheel.
Much like the Great Biscuit, it's called Wagon Wheel.
See, I always thought this was, when I first saw the album, I thought it was going to be a cover of, like, Rock Me Mama Like a Wagon Wheel.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. I think Lou Reed should have done a cover of that song.
Yeah, he does say some weird shit. There's a lyric about kick her in the head and rearrange her.
He likes kicking women in the head, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does.
There's a couple of them.
I don't know if that's the heroin or if that's just a problem.
Violent towards.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if it was just a callback to the first song though. Vicious, because he mentions stepping on her head in that. Yeah,
maybe same person. Yeah.
No, the more we get into this album, the less and less I'm a fan of this Lou Reed guy.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of the kind of important things about this record is that there is kind of a, with the exception of kind of, so Satellite Love's a little bit more glam rocky, there is quite a consistent sound across it. I think you could take, or personally I could take a lot of songs off it and know. Maybe it's because I know them quite a lot, but I could know what album it's from.
Yeah.
And obviously you've got like the great guitar work across the board and whatever, and the batshit lyrics across the board, and his funny singing across the board.
And then you've also got his extreme violence towards
women. Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah, and then we get to a song that kind of an interlude.
Yeah, he's just sort of chatting to himself, but it doesn't. You can't really tell it's not a song because he can't sing for shit.
Yeah.
So it just sounds like he's just. All the songs sounds like he's just chatting.
Yeah, so New York telephone conversation.
It sounds like it'd be on Sesame Street.
No. Yeah, no, yeah, I see that. It's a wee. I don't know why.
The way he sings with the music.
Yeah. I like that. No, yeah, it's a weird one. Why? It's a strange bit. You can't really talk about like a song. Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
It's just kind of.
It does. It sounds like children's music.
No, it does. Yeah.
With the threat of suicide towards the end as well. Which I don't know if that was his point, make it sound quite childish. I don't know. I doubt Sesame Street was knocking about in 1972, but it's or 71.
It kind of goes with his sarcasm on like Perfect Day and that though, doesn't it? It's kind of that little juxtaposition going on there. We're kind of getting toward the end of the record now. I forget how short this album is.
Yeah, it's like 35 minutes.
Yeah.
I listened to it twice on the train here, and the train's only like an hour.
It'll be an hour and 10 or so. 35-minute album.
You know what I mean.
This song, I'm So Free. What do you think, man? Oh, in fact, Jack, would you like to lead with this one? What do you think?
I thought, right at the start, it sounds like it's going to be a proper good song. Just then first, 3 seconds, you're like, oh, this is alright, this. And it sounds better audio quality again. Like he's paid more to get it mastered than some of his other songs. And then it just sort of falls off again and turns to nonsense, going on about Saint Germain, who's some little girl that used to eat dog food. He doesn't talk about the dog food in it, but Saint Germain was some kid that ate dog food, and her mum used to beat her and that and feed her fire ash.
Yeah, you do have to wonder why he chose to sing about some of these things.
I think he only talks about them so he can rhyme them.
Probably, yeah. It's kind of
the whole album feels like that.
He's just putting words in to rhyme them.
Yeah, it's kind of like what some modern music kind of does, isn't it?
Yeah.
Playboy Carti loved this.
Do you think Playboy Carti would be a Lou Reed fan?
Yeah. I can say that. No, I could say that. Yeah. But Playboy Carti aside, what's your take on this track?
Oh no, it's one of my favourite off the album.
Yeah?
I just like how it sounds. I like the whole like that sort of guitar bouncing around.
I do quite like this song. I think it's a weird one because I like this album a lot a few months ago when we kind of planned for it. Coming back to it now, it's quite strange because I think I'm a bit more, because I already know the songs, I don't know if you used to do this, but when I know songs really well, if I go back to it, I overanalyze it. So like, the weirdness of the lyrics that I found, it's like Andy's Chest, for example, I found it quite charming when I first kind of was getting into it. Whereas now I feel like it's really strange. I don't quite...
Yeah, no, I quite liked it to begin with as well, just then sort of I can't really be arsed with it anymore. Yeah. I think that's the thing that I think about this album, especially when we were originally going to do the episode, I really liked it, and now I can't be arsed with most of it.
Yeah.
Why do you reckon that is though?
Because it's like, I went away and listened to other things where the lyrics actually mean something. I come back to this, it's like, this is bullshit.
Yeah.
This man is saying nothing.
No, I do get you. I feel like it's kind of an album that I like the songs of it that I like, but I'm more kind of inclined to just not listen to certain of the songs. I might not listen to it as a full album, whereas I pick out Satellite of Love, etc., and kind of listen to them. So this is the last track, the next one.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bit on the nose with the fact that it's the last song, because it was just him saying goodbye for half of it. It
reminds me of a song off a Tom Waits album, I think it's called Nighthawks at the Diner, and it's kind of, the whole album set out as like he's doing a show, he does like little comedy bits kind of between songs. And this is very much that kind of vibe where he's very explicitly like, bye, nice to see you. But I do like this song.
I think it's alright.
Yeah.
As a song at the end of an album, it's alright. And depending how you felt about the album, you might just like it a bit more because it's over now. Yeah,
I do also think that the last bit of it where he kind of talks about how his TV dinner's done, I'm going to go on and watch my show, goodbye, is kind of it makes more sense than 95% of the lyrics here. Jack, what was your kind of take on this track?
All I've really wrote down is, I think I heard a tuba, and that makes it sound like a novelty song. Because it just reminded me of Family Guy, where Stewie follows the fat lad.
Yeah!
That's all I could see with it. I think it's a tuba, I'm not sure, but whatever that instrument is, you don't really hear it very often, and it makes it sound ridiculous.
Not 100%.
I just thought it was, again, it was a shit song. This is what I mean. Sort of halfway through Satellite of Love, I realised this album's just falling apart.
I mean, it was like, what, 1972?
Yeah,
They didn't really have a lot of...
I feel like this has been quite negative. I don't have as strong a negative opinion as yourself, but I very much get it. This album now, I feel like it does play more and more like it's quite novel, which is a good point. It really is quite, like, comical almost, some of the shit he says. And a lot of the instrumentals, and especially almost because you've heard it so much, some of the instrumentals like Walk on the Wild Side, and even just certain songs like the last track there, is very kind of overly animated and cartoonish.
Yeah.
Which I feel like nowadays, when you can listen to a lot of music that's a lot more potent, has actual substance. Yeah, To Pimp a Butterflies, etc., etc. So I feel like it's a weird thing to listen to this album now.
Yeah.
And a lot of the things that come up with this album really highlight kind of just how much we've moved on.
I think at the start of this episode I liked the album, but now thinking about it now more, like, I dislike it.
Your eyes have been opened.
I don't hate it. I still love the album. It's just I don't like it as much as I did because it's just.
I feel like sometimes it's good to talk to someone that has a different opinion because you don't. Well, obviously, a lot of the albums you're doing here, there are disagreements. Like the last episode I did, myself and Luke, who I did the bracket with, we argued a fair bit. Sometimes. So for example, Jack, I'm quite glad that we chose this album with you. I'm sure you're not, but
it's alright. I don't mind. I've never listened to it, whereas some of the other options I've listened to, and I already knew I didn't like them, so I thought I'd give this one a try because I might have done.
It's always good to find something you don't like. No, it's always good to listen to new stuff, but the fact that, like you said about it being novel and stuff, I never really kind of contemplated it from that angle. I'm quite glad you've brought that opinion to me because it has kind of brought the last few steps to my opinion of the album. Now, we'll kind of wrap up on top of the album, I suppose.
Yeah.
So, Jack, you've ranked the albums. Could you tell us I know you said your top few. What's your least favourite song here?
Least favourite? I'll go look at the names of them again. I haven't made a note for that, but I can, let me see. None of them are that great, are they? I mean, I definitely enjoyed Perfect Day, Hanging Round and Walk on the Wild Side, but and at a push, Satellite of Love. I could probably listen to maybe 30 seconds of Satellite of Love and be like, oh, this is sound, and then switch it off. That'll do me for that.
Yeah.
Aye.
But, like Wagon Wheel, I think was pretty shit because it sounds like a T-Rex song from the year before. Yeah. To me, it sounds very similar to that. But it's also like oxymoronic in its lyrics because it's saying something along the lines of be yourself, you're the only one, you're an individual. But then at the same time, he's telling someone to be my wagon wheel, which means be my one of four. And he's also got some woman shouting, spoke, 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 you're a spoke. Which means you're not even just one of four, you're one of maybe 18 within that four. And that it seems to go against the whole point of what the song seemed to be of, it sounded like he's trying to say, I really need you. And then he's going, but I don't need you because I've got another, fucking 112 women making up my harem of fucking wagon wheels.
Yeah.
I think you put more thought into it there than he did the entire process of writing that song.
Possibly.
What's your least favourite song?
Probably like Makeup.
Yeah, I mean, Wagon Wheel and Makeup were the two I'm thinking of, but I feel like I should pick a different one just to be a bit like quirky.
Nah, you don't get a choice now. You just
I feel like, I mean, Andy's Chest is the most bollocks, but I get it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But I'd say that the lyrics on that make the least sense out of anything here. I mean, New York Telephone Conversation, if you can count that as a song, it's really just an interlude, really, innit? But it's not great. I'm not going to be spinning that anytime soon. I'm not going to be like,
I don't think I'm going to spin the entire album anytime soon.
No.
I wonder if anyone does listen to that one twice. Like, and sometimes you enjoy a song and you're like, I'm going to start that again from the beginning. You get through New York telephone conversation like, from the start again, mate, on that. Spin that back, mate, that one.
Same people that have all them crazy frog penises around the neck.
Yeah.
That's it.
Little call back there.
That's it. So, right, as we finish up with the album, what we do is we have a Mad Sounds tier list.
Do you still do this?
Yeah, it's going to get changed at some point soon to like a ranking thing, but I'm going to have to do an episode where I go and talk about all the albums again, because see, if I start again and leave all these albums in a tier list and then start ranking albums, I'm going to get pissed off with it.
Yeah.
So I'll do an episode at some point where I kind of go through and do all of it again. But for the time being, we still have the tier list. You've got albums like To Pimp a Butterfly in S, you've got Silent Alarm by Block Party. You've got a strange collection of things. There's some Gorillaz. Have you ever done it? No, everything. Crystal Castles, Animals by Pink Floyd, all sorts of stuff. And now we're going to have to find Lou Reed's place in our list. Before this, I would have probably been kind of leaning towards B.
Yeah, I'm thinking like a C or a D, and maybe a D actually. I might put D. I would say put in D.
What's your
I
pick?
love the Velvet Underground.
What's the lowest? What with tiers? Is this like on Sonic where you've got double S all the way down to E?
I know, so it's just S is the highest, then you've got down to F.
F. Well, I'd probably go. What would be accompanying it in E, and what would be in there with F?
Right, you've got nothing in F yet, but in E is neither of you have listened to this, but do you remember Owl City?
Yeah.
Fireflies.
See, I would probably say that's a fucking better song than any of the ones on this album.
It's his new album, and he writes like, do you know how when you watch a Disney film, you've got like, kid songs, and some of them are quite good. He writes the single worst knockoff Disney songs you can imagine. I don't know how he didn't end up in F. I think F was reserved for unlistenable.
Yes, I don't think we can put this album in F.
No. But
I'd shove it in E, but I'd put it below Owl City. I'd still have him at the bottom. I'd have a permanent thing like Concrete Shoes on Lou Reed in E.
Right. Honestly, fair enough. I'm going to stick with kind of... What I'm going to do is I'm going to make a note and say that you've put it as an E.
I would put in probably C actually.
Yeah, I was going to say C for myself, so I'm going to just put a note that you put it in E, and I'll...
Okay.
It's not like there's no print of this tier list.
It's a note on your phone that you probably stick it at in your spare time.
When I'm having a shit. Aye.
Please don't.
Yeah.
Don't do this to me.
So, we've had mic problems, we've had Crazy Frog, all sorts of stuff. Thank you so much for coming on, mate.
That's alright, man. This was nice. It was nice doing a show that's like this. I've never done one like this. It's a very different theme to what I would normally go on, and that's all. I enjoyed this one.
It was good, man. I'm really glad we've got you on, to be honest. It's pretty sick, isn't it?
No, we joked about it. We were like, oh, he's got a podcast and we've got a podcast. We should ask him. And then we did not expect a response whatsoever.
Why not?
I don't know, it was just like...
Low self-esteem.
Very low self-esteem.
No, you obviously... you do reply to a lot of comments and stuff, but I don't know. It's just... Like, even every band I've got on, I ask them and I'm like, oh, they're not going to say yeah.
Yeah, but they still do.
Yeah, no. But no, I've really enjoyed this episode.
I have too. It's been great. It's a nice little change of pace.
Yeah, it has. If there's anything you want to plug, I will put links in all... Like, I'll share links and stuff, of course. Okay. But if you want to plug it, like, verbally now, then...
Fucking try the podcasts, World Around You's podcast. There's another series called Truth Seeking. Buy some dead rats off me, mate, from worldaroundyou.com. That'll do. Yeah,
there you go. I'll put links to all that down below. Do go check it all out. It's pretty sick. Podcast good. You've just was the iTunes, was it comedy charts or something?
Yeah. It keeps jumping up then, mate, which is mad. Because I'd never really share the Apple link either. So I've started doing that now over the past week. Because that's the Apple charts there. So for stand-up, which I've never even done stand-up, I just didn't know what else to put it in category-wise. It keeps creeping into the top 10, mate, which is mad.
No, that is sick. Do you know, we chatted once.
We chatted once. Was it when I was still on the show, or was it on one of my many hiatuses?
No, right, the thing is, because I had this under the comedy thing for a while, and I changed it to music, because Like, yeah.
They became a bit more professional.
The problem is, see on
rambling.
Spotify, well, to an extent, on Spotify, the music podcasts are just people uploading pirated songs that aren't on Spotify.
I didn't know that.
They go up views so much, so like, we just don't be charting.
Yeah, but we somehow managed to chart during
We did,
that,
yeah.
which is
it was like 35 or something.
yeah, but
there are some big...
That's still good though. Think about how many podcasts go out a day.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And then to get in the top 100 of any of them topics.
Yeah.
Try Good Pods. Are you on that? There's an app called Good Pods.
Actually.
And that might be a nice way for you to promote your show. We used to do that with Truth Seeking, and I did it with mine for a bit.
Alright, I'll get that sorted. I'll have a look at that.
That could be an extra leg up.
I appreciate that. I'll have a little download. Yeah, great. So, thank you everyone for listening.
Thank you everyone for listening. It's been a fucking pleasure to be back.
Aye.
I just wish I would be on the next episode, which I'm not going to.
5 more months, aye.
Yeah. I've still got to find somewhere to live. I've still got to do the entire Edinburgh Festival.
What are you doing at the Edinburgh Festival?
Oh no, I'm a bartender.
Oh, right, okay.
I work right in the centre of the city. I'm on 55 hours a week, working nights. Can't wait.
Grim.
Yeah.
No, it's good fun. I enjoyed it last year.
You just like torturing yourself, mate, because you don't. I do, I love it.
I love bartending. I love shouting at customers. It's mainly shouting at customers. Oh. I'm an angry bastard on there, man. But it's all good. It's all good. Like, yeah, we'll hopefully get me on another episode.
Aye, of course.
I mean, they have to give me 2 days off a week, so.
Oh, there you go.
That's what you're going to spend it doing, yeah, getting an hour's train journey.
Come do one episode,
Bulk record them. Why don't you just bulk record?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to get on that. To be fair, this is the first time I've seen you for...
3 months.
Yeah.
2 months. 2 months.
Something like that.
I know there was that one time that I bumped into you on the train.
Oh, that was weird, yeah. Anyway.
Accident.
Anyway, thank you all for listening. Go check out The World Around You and all sorts. Links in the description. Podcast, taxidermy, get some rats. If you're interested in listening to more of this podcast, there'll be links to my YouTube, all the various social media streaming services, all that shite. Thank you all for listening. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Stop recording?
Yeah.
If you enjoyed that, sign up to my Patreon, mate. Patreon.com/worldaroundyou, and you can get. There's 199 as of yesterday. Daily updates, which aren't daily, but I think you'll enjoy them. It's like sketch ideas, and not as in like drawings, just like funny ideas. There's all sorts on there. There's videos. There's the video version of the call. If you want to see my face and their face on a video call, that'd be a bit longer as well than this, I think. And you get a little bit either side of the recording. There's video versions of all the other shows. You can get me books. There's all sorts, mate. There's a few different things on there. £3 a month gets you access to everything, or £1 a month gets you discount codes for the canvases and the video versions of the podcast, plus the daily vlogs, which are daily. I've done 50 of them, or maybe 51 of them so far, and I've kept it up every day for 50 days. Anyway, that's on Patreon. There'll be a link below, and go and give Mad Sounds a listen if you enjoyed this. I'll see you in a bit.